And in a learner-centered world, what instructional practices have you found to be most successful with your kids?
Well, I think that the first thing that you need to do is you need to clearly identify the learning goals, both for the day and then also for the overall unit. And you've got to keep coming back to that for kids. So some things that I use for that, I do pre-tests for students before I start a unit to help them identify their learning goals and identify what it is that maybe they know and that they can use for prior knowledge to help them in the unit, and what they don't know and what they're going to need to learn in the unit. On a daily basis, entry and exit tickets are a great way to identify what students know, what they don't know, but also get them kind of focused on what they're learning. So that's a first really important thing, is getting students thinking about the learning goals for the day and for the unit. And then as far as kind of day-to-day instructional practices, small cooperative learning opportunities are fantastic. Pairing students up, having them work together and work in small groups can be really good. One of the things that I found is really essential when you're connecting standards that build on one another is using graphic organizers, so students can make connections between various concepts and they can develop a full picture of what it is that they're learning. Um, and then I think some of the traditional classroom instructional practices can still really be effective. You still deliver lectures. Mine are shorter than they would be in kind of a traditional classroom, but you still provide direct instruction. I still use questioning to check where students are at in the middle of a lesson. And so some of those kind of, bread and butter instructional practices don't have to go out the window, but you're going to provide more variety. You're going to give students more opportunity to do independent activities, perhaps use a video to understand something. Small group activities where students kind of drive the learning. So there'll be more variety in the instructional practices you use on any given day. But don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. There's still some good traditional instructional activities that are really effective in a student-centered proficiency-based classroom.
What daily instruction or what daily actions have you found to be most successful with your kids?
The daily actions that are most successful definitely are making sure that every day is focused on the target, whatever the target is that we're working on, setting clear guidelines for what we are doing. Are we working on level 2 work? Are we working on level 3 work? Are we doing some level 4 work? Other instructional practices, establishing routines in my classroom. At the beginning of the year, setting classroom expectations with the students, doing code of conduct. Even if I have classes that begin in the middle of the year, I start off the classes with those key things. It sets the tone, it establishes the routines in the classroom. It's super important to have that code of conduct, code of cooperation in place. Something else that I found to be really successful is setting aside time in our unit to make sure that I'm checking in with students. I check in with them for a minute or two every day, but setting aside a day or 2 days where I can just touch base. Where are they? What do they need? What would be helpful to them is super important as far as overall in a unit.
What daily action or instructional practice have you found to be most successful with your kids?
I would say in this system that there is not much difference from a non-proficiency-based system. Every day I walk in and connect with the kids, whether it's tell a joke, share a story, gain their attention, and so that to me is no different than any other, being a parent or being a coach, whatever that is, leadership. Um, and so for me, connecting with the students, especially in math, because there tends to be some phobias around math, connecting with the students for me is to me kind of the carrot that we can dangle, and they'll follow you.